Hello, this is Talking with a Dude with our first person, Miss Iris.
Hmm.
So I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
The first question is, what was it like when you were a kid?
Well, I was born in New Zealand, and I lived my early years in Tahiti, the island of Tahiti, and so I spoke French first, and being a child is pretty much the same all over the world. You find interesting things to do, and of course I traveled a lot with my family, so that was interesting. I lived in Tahiti when I was growing up, the island of Tahiti, which is in French and in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
So the second question is, what games did you play?
Oh my word. Well, to begin with, we spoke French, so they would be French games. And we played the same as you, with each other, and whatever was interesting. But I lived on an island, and I could go out my front door and jump in the ocean. And we had a boat, and we went from one island to another.
Next question.
So the next question is, when you were a kid and what's it called again? And when you were a ballerina, what dances did you do?
Oh, well, just in ballet you do everything, There's not particularly this dance or that dance, and I did tap dancing too. So, but ballet is just overall, it's good exercise.
So and the other question is, when you were in Hawaii, did you visit the volcano?
Yes. And you can walk in the volcano, There are tubes. The volcano has tubes that the lava flowed through, and some of them are old and dead now, so you can walk through the volcano, the tubes in the volcano. It's a bit scary, because it throws up fire, the volcano, when it's active.
So, how many years did you live in Africa?
Oh, I didn't really live there. I lived in Hawaii, and I lived in Tahiti, but I didn't live in Africa. I just visited there.
Oh, you visit.
Mm.
So maybe what was it like when you visit? Maybe ask that question, makes sense.
When you visit?
I rode elephants.
Oh.
We went out. We'd go out in the jungle on the back of an elephant because the other animals don't attack elephants. And so you were safe there. We sat up on top and rode into the jungle and saw all the wild animals.
So, another question is, what was your favorite letter?
My favorite what?
What was your favorite letter when you were a kid?
I'm not
In the alphabet, do you have a favorite?
The letter in the alphabet. I didn't have a special letter. I used all of the letters. Writing letters and doing things. And a lot of my education in Tahiti was in French, so we wrote different words.
And what was the other way to say? Well, talk about the fact that you're turning 9 and she's turning 99. So talk about that.
So, since you're turning 9, I mean, I'm turning 9, and you're turning 99, I'm like 98 years or younger.
Hmm?
So,
I'm not understanding your question.
well, I'm just describing.
Say it again. Say it louder again. Go ahead. Say it again.
So, since you're turning 99, and I'm turning 9, it basically makes it so I'm like
90 years younger. You got a long way to go.
Maybe what was it like when you were my age? Remember we talked about like it's different. Now you have video games and you have things like that. Maybe you want to find out what it was like when she was young.
Well, we did much the same as you, only we didn't have video. And but we had radio and TV, but not so much TV as radio mostly. In those days, before TV.
What about president? Remember favorite president?
What was your favorite president?
Hmm?
What was your favorite president?
Oh, I don't think I had a favorite president. They all have something to offer. What is your favorite president?
I don't really know the president.
You know who is president now?
President Obama.
Obama, right. Mm-hmm. Do you watch him when he's on TV? Do you like him?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Iris, do you have any questions for Mason? That was a great question about the president.
What? Do you like to travel?
I actually do have like a fear of airplanes.
Would you like to go to Africa and see the animals?
Well, I would, but when it cools down, I want to go.
When it cools down.
It's hot right now.
Well, it's warm in Africa, you know. But you see lots of animals, elephants and in the wild, and kangaroos and all sorts. Buffalo.
You said you rode an elephant. Were there any other animals you rode?
Oh, sure. Camels and donkeys and all kinds of African animals.
Wow.
You know, wild. Kangaroos. Lots of kangaroos, and they're funny.
Mason, she rode a kangaroo. What do you think about that?
They run around on their hind legs.
Did you ride in the pouch?
No. No, you wouldn't get in their pouch. That's for their babies.
You think that's cool, Mason? Ostrich? Have you ever ridden an ostrich? Ostrich.
Yes, I have. They tie them up because they will run away, and you come up between two stands, and you climb up a line and climb aboard the ostrich, and then you put your legs under his wings and hold your arms over the top of his wings, over like this.
Wow.
And hang on, because when they turn him loose, he runs.
And they go fast, huh?
Oh yes, they have long legs. They take big strides.
So I had two quick questions. What was your job in San Francisco?
What is what?
You had a job in San Francisco?
In radio.
Oh, she worked in radio like your dad. So ask her about it.
So, how was it like how was it different from now radio?
How is it different from Maui?
No, how is it different from now radio?
Oh, from now. Oh, very much the same. You're speaking to a microphone, and you're interviewed, but the radio station in San Francisco where I was up at the top of a 30-story building. And we broadcast out into the Pacific. It was during the war, the World War II. And so we broadcast to the troops in the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
It gave them messages from home and things like that would help them being away from home.
Do you understand what that means, Mason?
And the broadcasting station was in San Francisco on the 30th floor.
So maybe Mason, since she has 90 years on you, maybe you can ask her advice.
What?
So, as for advice, what should I like? What is the best thing to be when I grow up?
Oh, whatever you like and enjoy doing. Because that's when you do your best work, if you're enjoying it. So what would you like to do?
I actually would like to be a technologist.
Be a what?
Technologist.
Technologist? Well, that's a good field to be in. And you get into lots of new things. Maybe you'll discover something that nobody else has found. If you study real hard.
Maybe about growing up. Is there advice that she can give you as you grow up?
Is there any field that you're interested in? Any subject that you're particularly interested in doing? Science or anything?
I actually would like science.
Science? You like science? Good. Well, that's a big field, and it's getting new all the time. You get new things coming in all the time. So do you read about the new things coming in? Do you do a lot of reading?
Well, I read a lot of series.
Good. Are you enjoying your school? Good. What do you like best about school?
Well, I like how we get like a certain amount for everything we do, like 30 minutes for recess, 30 minutes for schoolwork, 30 minutes for lunch, and then 30 minutes for like the end of the day.
Well, that's nice. You have a variety of things, so you wouldn't be bored. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I actually have two suggestions, which are pretty much the same though. A technologist, and an inventor.
Oh, well, those are two very good fields. And interesting, because you discover new things. Do you like to travel?
Yeah, but sometimes with planes, not that much. Because I'm scared of.
Would you like to go to Africa and see the animals?
Mm-hmm.
And ride an elephant? with a lion running alongside you?
I have one other question you can ask her. So she must have a great secret, because she is doing very well at 99. So what's the secret? Ask her, what's the secret?
Well, just,
What is that?
yeah, well, don't get into things that aren't good for your health. Take care of your health. Eat good things, lots of vegetables and fruit, and do a lot of things. Exercise. Don't just sit around.
Do you have any final questions, Mason?
What is it like riding an elephant?
What do I want?
What is it like riding an elephant?
Oh, well, you have to get on a ladder and climb up and go across, or else what we did was come out on a deck like this, only there was no railing, and the elephant would walk up, come up, they'd bring the elephant up, and you climb aboard, because they have a little seat that sits on the elephant's back. Climb aboard, and then we go out into the jungle. And the what?
Camel too.
Oh, the camel.
Oh, the camel. Yeah. Yes, sitting on the between the humps of a camel, and they go galump, galump, galump.
Is that your final question, Mason?
I've ridden an ostrich too. You know what an ostrich looks like? A big bird. And I can't just say it.
No, you've walked in the Grand Canyon before?
Oh yes, I walked across the Grand Canyon.
That's a great fact. We have about 2 more minutes to ask her about the Grand Canyon.
Have you been to the Grand Canyon? It's really a very nice trip. But you have a long walk down. It's a mile down into the canyon, and you go on a trail like this, back and forth. And you ride elephants and donkeys. Donkeys are good, are good to ride because they walk smoothly, like a horse will do this, but a donkey goes along like this. So, and they're smaller, so you go down the trail at the Grand Canyon, it goes like this, back and forth, for a whole mile down into the bottom of the canyon. And there's a pool down there with warm water off the Colorado River that they heat, and you can go swimming in the pool when you get down off the trail in the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
One thing we didn't ask you about was, how was school for you when you were growing up? How was school? Did you go to a schoolhouse?
Oh yes.
That can be your last question, Mason, because we have 2 more minutes of tape.
The what?
Ask her, Mason.
So what was your school like?
Well, when I went to school, I was in New Zealand part of the time, and in San Francisco when we came to America. And it was just like your school now, the same thing. Kindergarten and first grade and on up. And they teach the same things, they only add additional things, science and things like that.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Well, I lived in Tahiti, and where they speak French. It's in French, and so I continued speaking French, learning French. I like to have speak different languages. And you can communicate with people all over the world, particularly with French. A lot of people, French is spoken in lots of places in the world.
So for the youth, for a 9-year-old growing up today, what's your best advice for them?
Well, study hard. Work hard at school and learn things. And when you see interesting things, look into them. And you can make it a subject of your, when you have to make a report in school, if you see something. If you travel, talk about your travels.
So Mason, do your sign off. Fine, give 1 second. Do your, just like you did your intro, do your sign off. Look into the camera though.
Bye, everybody, and thanks for watching. Talk with the dude.
Do it over. It's conversations with the dude.
Oh.
Yeah. So look right here though, and thank Miss Iris too.
Thank you for coming.
Well, you're most welcome. Come anytime.
Bye, and thank you for watching Conversations with the Dude.
I didn't realize